What's going on, guys? One love out to everybody. We got UFC Fight Night, Lewis versus Spivak. Predictions, real quick breakdown here, guys. We got 12 fights in this card. Fights tomorrow at 1 p.m. Early fights. Before I get started, hit the thumbs up button so this videos can get out. Also subscribe to this channel. Also check out my Patreon account for all the face-off predictions and prop plays. And also you can donate to my channel, to my PayPal account. All right, so let's knock this out real quick. We got 12 fights here. Kind of a tricky card here, man, but we do the best we can, and we see what happened, right? First fight here, we got Natália Silva versus Teresa Blaydes. Silva here has a taekwondo base, has some boxing, also has a decent ground game. She'll look for takedowns. She hasn't fought in a while since 2019, but she has her last fight there was 22 against Jasmine, which, if you watch her old fights, man, she has improved in those 3 years. So it's a completely different fighter now. Like I said, her kicking game, her striking is pretty decent. And her takedowns and her submission, her defense, takedown defense is pretty good too. Her opponent here, Teresa, she's coming off of the Contender Series 2022 here. She's gonna have a 5-inch of reach, man, and a 5-inch of height. I think it's, yeah, so she's freaking massive. This girl though is kind of similar to Jasmine. She's kind of similar to the last opponent that Silva fought. The only difference with this chick here, she may strike a little bit better, but then once you start closing the distance on her, she kind of shies away from the strikes. But then it looks like her takedown maybe even a little better too. So it's maybe like a little better version than Silva last fight, but they're still kind of similar, right? She does get flat-footed, and let me see here. And she'll more, like I said, push for takedowns, but like I said, it's kind of similar to Silva's last fight, just a slight upgrade. I feel this girl is a little better than Jasmine. But I'm gonna go with Silva here for the win, guys. And I'm gonna say Silva by decision. And man, I'm not confident at all in this. So whatever you're doing, play at your own risk. All right. Next fight here, we got Fernie Garcia versus Brady Hiestand. Garcia here, kind of wild with it, has boxing there. He will let his hands go, but when he comes in, sometimes his chin is there to get hit. He can get countered, he can get taken down. His last fight against Jordan Newson, he was getting taken down. I mean, this is a guy that looks like he needs a first round knockout or needs to finish it quickly. I guess the opponent here, Brady. Brady has a strong wrestling base. He will gas out, but he composes himself and he comes back in the fight. Gonna have the 4-inch of reach here. Like I said, he will recover quick, and he's more of a grinder, man. And he was on the Ultimate Fighter show. Ricky Torso's fight went to a split decision. This fight can go either way, guys, but I'm gonna push towards Brady because of the takedowns, and Garcia don't really stop any takedowns. He can probably stuff it a little bit, but he get taken down, and Brady has pretty decent takedowns. And you have to rely on Garcia to hit him and knock him out, which is possible. I believe a smaller cage is going to be, the apex is a very smaller cage, man. So this fight could favor both guys, wrestlers or heavy strikers. Smaller cage, you can get a takedown, or smaller cage, you have nowhere to go. You get knocked with a punch, you get knocked out. So I'm gonna go with Brady here, guys. I'm gonna say Brady by decision, and I'm not confident, guys. All right. Next fighter, got Maryna Oliveira versus Vanessa Demopoulos. Oliveira here is going to have a massive reach, 6-inch of reach and a 4-inch of height, man. Striking base, more of a Muay Thai, kind of wild with it, knees, elbows. But man, she doesn't defend the takedown, so you can pretty much get her down easily, man. If you can time her on her strikes, you can get her down easy. Against her opponent here, Richie, she was getting taken down easily. Can Vanessa do that? Yeah, Vanessa can get. I noticed that in the first round she can pull off the takedowns, but after a while she kind of slows down and she don't really push for takedowns anymore. The takedowns then get sloppy. 6-inch reach for Oliveira. But Oliveira is not really I feel like she's not that really experienced. I haven't really fought anybody really, except for maybe Tabata, but nah, she haven't really fought nobody really. I guess Maryna Rodriguez, she got knocked out in the first round. Man, it's the next tough one here, guys, because this is a fight where grappler versus striker in a kind of way, because Vanessa will look for the submission. You know, Vanessa is known for her takedowns, and Vanessa is known for her submission games, and you know, but again, if she doesn't finish in the first round, she can get sloppy as the fight goes along, and she just kind of struggle with it, and then she wants to strike with you. Striking against a woman like Oliveira that's 6 inch of reach, 4 inch of height, it's kind of massive, man. So she have to finish this fight in the first round, which she can if she can get a takedown and pull it off, which, you know, she's known for that. I'm gonna go with Vanessa here, guys, but I'm not confident in this one at all. 0. I'm gonna say Vanessa by submission in the first round, guys. You know, a lot of these fights here, especially early prelims, the guys are not that experienced, you know. I mean, they have fights, but they're not that experienced. So anything can happen here, man. It's kind of hard to predict, to be honest with you. But I'm gonna go with Vanessa by submission in the first round. Okay, next fighter we got Ricky Turcios versus Kevin Natividad. Native Dad. I mispronounced that probably. I'm just gonna say Kevin, man. Ricky here, man. He's pretty well-rounded guy, man. Kind of wild dude here, man. He can get sloppy though, but then he stays on you and he's pretty durable. You know, you go for takedowns, he will strike it out with you. He's like all over the place, man. So yeah. So his opponent here, Kevin. Kevin is coming off of back-to-back knockouts, man. And whenever you see stuff like that, like I mentioned, the last UFC there with was it the last UFC? I think it was the last UFC. Was it? Yeah, with Reyes and Spahn. You see Reyes got knocked out twice back-to-back, right? Whenever you see guys get knocked down like that and beat up like that, you don't know what they're going to look like when they come back. And usually when they come back, they usually don't look the same, man. No, some guys are different, though. But I'm going to go to Ricky here, man. With Kevin, you know, he can strike and he has skills and everything, but he seems to get caught, and sometimes his volume just kind of slow down. And like I said, he's got knocked out back-to-back. So I'm gonna go to Ricky here, and I'm gonna say Ricky Turcios by decision, guys. And I'm not confident. Next fight here, we got Miles John versus Vincent Morales. Miles John here is a well-rounded guy. Has a wrestling base and then will grind, but he will get tired in the fight. And once he gets tired, man, he's done. You know, he's like on the back foot, just running backwards, and just you can walk him down and just punch him up and stuff like that and touch him up, you know. He does have heavy hands, but he's usually good for the first round, man. After that, if he doesn't knock you out or do what he needs to do, he starts to gas out. His opponent to Morales, man. I feel Morales here, man, I feel Morales most likely probably going to be the dog here. I feel he's a dog, though. And I feel like he's more well-rounded. And in a kind of way where he will stay on you. And, you know, he's not going to gas out and get tired like that. He will keep coming, and he will do anything that he doesn't, you know, move out of the way when you throw leg kicks at him. But, you know, until John's going to throw that much leg kicks here. But, like I said, with Morales here, his hands are not bad. You know, he can stay on you. The only thing the takedowns from John's could probably be an issue. But like I said, man, John's got to be grinding for 3 rounds. And I really don't see him doing that, because every fight I see, he usually just gets tired and gas out. And Vincent Morales here is just a dog. He stay on you and keep coming forward. And John's don't like when you pressure forward like that. He tends to like not do well. He has to be the one coming forward, but if you come forward with Morales, I mean, Morales can box, in my opinion. I'm going to go with Vincent Morales here, guys. I'm going to say Vincent Morales by decision, and I'm not confident. Because like I said, if Johns can get takedowns, and grind out a win by just wrestling without getting tired, then he could win. So this fight, I'm not confident in it, but I'm going to go with Vincent Morales though. Next fight, we got Jennifer Maia versus Maryna Moroz. Jennifer here, BJJ black belt, pretty well rounded, but low volume. Doesn't do much in the striking, kind of weight a lot. Will go for takedowns, don't get it. You know, I mean, that's just basically it. Her opponent here, Maryna Moroz, boxing is not bad, and she changed up some things. You know, back in the day, she used to punch more air, and she not hitting her opponent, but she worked on her distancing and range, her timing, and it's better now. You know, she connects with the punches, she look for takedowns. She's gonna have the 3-inch of height here, and the reach also. Like I said, she had an issue with her distance and range, but she corrected that. And if you've seen her recent fights, she looking real good. You know, she's going for takedowns, she can lick submissions. I just feel she's the better round fighter here, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go with Moroz for the win. I'm gonna say Moroz by decision, but I'm not confident. Majority of these fights in this card, I'm not confident in it. Like I said, because most of the fighters, they're not consistent in wins, and it's just difficult. The skill sets, and you know, it's just difficult to tell. It's difficult to predict, you know. So next fight here, we got Zhalgas Zhumagulov versus Charles Johnson. Zhalgas here, in my opinion, is pretty well rounded guy too. Striking not bad. These guys are branded. Oh, he will look to wrestle you, man. He can gas out, but it depends. There's some fights I see him just wrestle all the way through. You know what I mean? And then some fights he got robbed. Like against, I mean, I like Jeff Maloney. You know what I'm saying? A kid is a good prospect. But I felt that Zhalgas won that fight, in my opinion. Right? Even I feel that even with Maloney, he was surprised. Because when he heard the last call for 30-something, he just let go of the hand of the referee and walked away. Because in his mind, he knew that I lost. But when the guy said, Jeff Maloney was split, he's like, oh, sure, okay, I won. But I felt he lost that fight. I felt like Zhalgas got that fight. His opponent here, Charles Johnson, though, he's got another 5-inch of height and a 4-inch of reach, which is friggin' massive. This fight here is a tricky one, man, because Johnson, I mean, he fought Muhammad Makhachev, and, you know, he didn't get finished in that fight. So it showed that he has a decent ground game. He didn't get submitted. But he ain't really fight nobody. He fought Brandon Royal, you know, but I feel like this is a fight for Zhalgas to win. I feel Zhalgas is going to do the similar thing to, like, what Muhammad did. And kind of like pin him down, punch him up, pin him down, kind of stay out of Johnson range, kind of stay more inside, and just pepper him up inside and just dog him around. I feel that Zhalgas here is just seeing tough competition, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go with Zhalgas here. I'm gonna say Zhalgas by a decision, and I'm not confident because Charles got that reach, and if Charles connect and Zhalgas could get knocked out. So like I said, I'm not confident in none of these fights, guys. I'm just going by what I see in footages and by experience and the skill set of the guys. I just feel Charles Johnson he's good, decent, but he's not on the level of Zhalgas. But I mean, we'll see what happened though. So Zhalgas by decision. I'm not confident. Next fight, we got Jack Maddalena versus Danny Roberts. Hot chocolate. Jack here, man. Jack is a good prospect, man. This guy, his boxing is pretty decent. He stay in the puck with you. He slip, bang. He will work the body and then take you down. Or he work the body and knock you out. And his ground game is not bad. He look for submissions. This guy is pretty well rounded. He's a good prospect. Very good prospect, man. What he did to Amiz, I mean, that guy, Amiz is he's not a can. This guy's a pretty good fighter, man. Yeah, this guy's a pretty good fighter, and he went toe-to-toe with him and finished him in the first round. The opponent to a Hot Chocolate, though. Hot Chocolate a pretty good fighter, too, man. He's a very well-rounded guy, and I can guarantee that Hot Chocolate is the underdog, and whenever this guy's an underdog, he always comes up with a win, like what they did against Zalim here. You know what I mean? So it's like he usually shows up, you know, when he's an underdog. But there's a but though. But like we see with Francisco Trinaldo, he gets hurt, man, and he will be on, and then boom, when he start getting wobbly, he's all over the place, he's lost, he can get taken down. So he tends to drop the ball, man. And against prospect guys, man, kind of difficult to pick hot chocolate. Like I said, if it was somebody else, it'd be different. But Jack, he's proven himself to be a good prospect. So I'm liking Jack here, man. I'm gonna say Jack by KO TKO in the first round. Am I confident? Slightly. But like I said, Roberts does good when he's underdog. He tends to show up. All right. So Jack by KO TKO first round. Next fight here, we have Muslim Sherkov versus Andre Filo. It's the next tough one here, man. Muslim, man, king of Kung Fu, very technical, striking sambo, go for takedowns, spinning heel kick, spinning back kick. His technique is pretty precise, man. Against Jingaling, he was doing good. He was doing well until he got caught. He looked like he didn't even prepare for that fight properly. He looked tired, he just looked off. You know, Andre though, Andre got knocked out bad in his last fight with Jack Matthews, man. He got knocked out bad, man. This guy's a very straightforward guy, power heavy hitter, man. He's a first round finisher though. That's the thing. He's a first round finisher, and if he doesn't finish in the first round, he tends to slow down and his power fades, and he gets flat. Can't do that with Sherkov. If he don't finish Sherkov in the first round, he's gonna have a hard time because then Sherkov has light in the foot, and he's too and with Sherkov he has all the tools. Can mix it up with the kicks and punches. This guy Andre, he chases head, you know, look to knock you out, which he usually does in the first. All his fights is all look first round. You know, first round. He may have like 1 or 2 second, but it's mostly all first round knockouts he have first. And if he doesn't get it, say first. If he doesn't get it in the first, start to fade. Then his technique will get sloppy. With Muslim keeps it tight. I'm going to go with Sherkov here. I'm going to say Sherkov by decision, but I'm not confident because, like I said, Andre is power. And if he connects, and I believe it's a right hand, if he connects to Muslim, he could knock him out, man. Again. Because Muslim got knocked out by Jingaling, but it wasn't a bad one. It was like more like a ground and pound. And then if you notice that, could have been like a quick stoppage because he was going for double legs, but Andre went flatline. He fell down nasty. Like his whole body went limp. So and usually I say when guys get knocked out like that, you gotta be careful, man. You know, usually they don't come back the same. So Sherkov decision, not confident. Next fight we got Chase Sherman versus Waldo Acosta. Acosta's coming back real quick. It's like no more than 3 weeks. It's not even a month yet. Last time he fought was 10/29. Yeah. She's coming back quick. It's a quick turnaround for him, man. This is a tricky one here, man. You got both heavy hitters, man. But I kind of watched a lot of footage in this fight, man. And I came down to my conclusion here. I feel Sherman is a heavy hitter now. In my opinion, Chase Sherman is the heavier hitter here. And Chase Sherman is a more experienced guy. He can get stationary, and he will eat a lot of shots, but he throws heavy leg kicks. He throws some heavy leg kicks, man. And Costa, he just came off of a fight no more than 3 weeks ago. And what we saw from Jarrod, I felt Jarrod kind of won that fight. He was landing some leg kicks, and his legs were beat up. And I don't know how his legs are now, but I feel it's a quick turnaround for him. But again, Sherman, Sherman going to be landing some massive leg. He's going to land some heavy leg kicks, heavier leg kicks than what Jarrod throws. That's why Sherman beat Jarrod and knocked him out, because he took away his power. He beat up his legs and beat him down. And he caught him, I believe, in the second round, right? Third round. So, in my opinion, this is a fight where Costa doesn't check leg kicks at all. And Sherman added a new tool to his game where it's like blasting your legs consistently. I feel Sherman is a heavier hitter. And I feel with Acosta, he's on the outside. You know, he's trying to set up. But Acosta's a quicker guy, though. You know, and he's quick with the follow-ups and everything like that. But I feel Sherman is just a heavier hitter, heavier leg kicks. He's going to be the fresher fighter here. I believe his last time he fought was in September. And yeah, no, was it September? Last time he fought was Nah, last time I fought was in, damn, he even fought in a while. Shoot, last time I fought was in June. No, sorry, in July. My bad, guys. Sorry, last time I fought was in July. My bad, man. Last time I fought was in July. Yeah, so yeah, man. I'm gonna go with Sherman here, man. I just feel Sherman is all around the better guy here, man. More experience, fresher guy. Acosta's come off maybe like 3 weeks from taking those heavy leg kicks. And you can see Acosta legs was already done. He was holding on, man, and he was switching his stance to a stance that he doesn't usually. His stance that he don't usually fight in. You know what I mean? It's just I'm liking Sherman. I'm gonna say Sherman by KO TKO. First round leg kicks, man. I could be wrong though, but I'm gonna go with Sherman for this one, guys. Next fighter, we got Ian Cuțelaba versus Kennedy Nagachukwu. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Ian here is a pretty well-rounded guy. I believe he's a more experienced guy here. He will look to grind or wrestle takedown, but hasn't been looking good. Last 2 fights, he got rear naked choke, he got guillotine choke, but these are experienced guys though. Just hasn't been looking good, man, in this fights. But he's fighting tough guys though, man. He's losing to tough guys. If you look at Kennedy here, Kennedy is gonna have the massive 8-inch reach, which is massive and 4-inch of height. But Kennedy will wait a lot, and depending on who he's fighting, he tends to don't do much. If he does it against Ian, Ian is gonna take him down, grind him, beat him up on the ground, beat him up on the ground, beat him up on the ground, and just play that game with him. So this is a fight where, even though Kennedy has a reach, I just feel like when Kennedy fight guys that are going to put it on him, tends not to do too well. You know, and then he doesn't do much. And getting taken by Ian with the length and the height of him, it's hard. It's going to be hard for him to get up. And he can get taken down. Give me Ian Cuțelaba here, guys. I'm not confident in this player either, man. Give me Ian Cuțelaba by KO TKO in the first round, more ground and pounding. I feel like he may redeem himself after those 2 submission losses. Submission loss, you can come back, you can learn from that. You know, knockout, you can learn from it too, but man, knockouts, man, sometimes, man, like we see with Reyes, take your soul away, man. Especially big knockouts. And Reyes got some big knockouts where I think his career is done, man. You can see how he looked against Ryan Spann. He was like lost. He had no defense. He was throwing his technique. The way how he threw his technique was like you could see it coming. He telegraphed that so bad. His chin is up. He looks horrible, man. He's you know, like I said, you know, when you get hit in the head and you get knocked out like that, sometimes that's the end of you. Depend on the person too. But most of the time when it's back to back like that, it's just hard to come back from that, man. The brain is scrambled now. The soul is gone. Spirit is gone, man. So Ian, I'm gonna say Ian by KO TKO in the first round, guys. I'm not confident. Next fight, we got Derek Lewis versus Sergey Spivak. This fight here, man, I'm gonna say it like this, man. Derek Lewis, I believe it's back to back, right? This guy is the next guy, back-to-back knockouts too. Oh, the Sergey fight was kind of like, you may consider like a, you know, quick stoppage, but he still got knocked down, man. I mean, he took some beating in those fights, man. Against Spivak here, this is fighting 2 Sergey and against this Spivak here. The Spivak is a little bit slower. But this guy is still skilled though. And he has a ground game. He look for takedowns and he can strike. He's not like a can, man. This guy is still a legit fighter. Lewis is a heavy-handed brawler, man. He's gonna look to take your head off, but he would guess. Can he knock out Spivak here? Of course he can knock him out in the first round if he catches him heavy hitter. He's a heavy hitter, man. If he catches him in the chin, he will knock him out. That's definitely. Can Spivak take down Lewis and ground and pound him and some of them? Of course. Even KO TKO. So it's a fight where it's just hard to decide, man. It's hard to pick this one, guys, because Derek Lewis is a heavy hitter versus a guy like Spivak, who's, I believe, is more well-rounded and more skilled guy here. Usually I go with a skilled guy, but he got a smaller cage, but still can favor the skilled guy because he can look for takedowns and look for ground and pounds, and he can do things to weather the storm to where Lewis get tired and then he submits Lewis or ground and pound him. I'm gonna go with Spivak here, guys, but man, like I said, this one is a heads or tails, man. He can go either way. So if Lewis catches him in the first round, I wouldn't be surprised. So be careful with this one, man. So I'm gonna say Spivak by second round, KO TKO, and I'm not confident, guys. That's my odds there. I mean, not my odds. That's my prediction. I'm a breakdown. Quick look at the odds here, guys. See what we're working with. See what we working with. See what we're working with here. Silva favorite, Blaydes underdog here. Coming from Contender Series, Silva from last performance looks pretty good. I'll be careful with it though, guys. I mean, both women are, you know, it's not like high level fight. You know, it's kind of hard to decide. But I like Silva, but be careful. Garcia, Brady's favorite. Yeah, I mean, I like him, Brady, but you just never know. Garcia coming here and connect to his chin. You just never know. It happens, man. So be careful. Oliveira and Vanessa even. I have no problem with that. I mean, if Oliveira stay at range and touch her up, and if Vanessa can get the takedowns like she, you know, does in the first rounds, in the second and third, and consistently get the takedowns, then, you know, she could get touched up by a longer range and longer fighter, you know, height and range, right? Reach and everything like that. So even fight. Kevin and Ricky, they got Ricky as favorite here. Yeah, Kevin coming off of 2 major knockouts like that. It's difficult, man. You have to put Ricky as favorite. He's not a big favorite, but that's just what it is. Miles, John, and Morales. Oh, they got John's as favorite here. Oh. I mean, I could see that, you know, for the takedowns and everything like that. And, you know, Vince Morales' record, but Vince Morales is a guy, like I said, is a dog, man. And I feel like he could win that fight. If you keep the pressure and Miles John and keep the pressure on him, I feel like he got a better hands. And, you know, I just feel like he's more the skill fighter here, other than just the wrestling, you know. I mean, but Vince Morales has a ground game too. May not be a good wrestler like what John is, but I'm gonna go with Vince Morales though. So he's a dog. So hey, you know, you do what you want to do with that. Maya and Moroz, Moroz's favorite. I'm liking Moroz for this one, but as I said, this card's a tough one, so be careful. Charles, John, and Zhalgas. They got Charles John as favorite. Okay, I'm liking Zhalgas here. I feel Zhalgas is just. I feel like he's just a more experienced guy. I feel like he's a more experienced guy here. I feel like he's seen more, and whatever Charles has, he already seen that. You know, he already dealt with it already. So it's not like it's nothing new. You know, I feel Charles is just kind of a newcomer coming in, you know. But I'm liking Zhalgas. Zhalgas is underdog too. So it is what it is again, guys. So you do what you want on that. Danny Roberts, Jack. Man, Jack is major. But like I said, Jack is a prospect, though. He's a good prospect. So prospect meaning that, you know what I'm saying, guys like Roberts, so he's supposed to beat guys like that. So again, I don't disagree, but still be careful because Robert usually does good under pressure when he's underdog. Not under pressure, but whenever he's an underdog, he usually does well. So be careful with this one, but like I said, Jack should win though. Andre Fili, Muslim, even fight. I don't disagree with that. I said, with Muslim, he's a very technical, skilled guy, but Andre has that power, and Muslim has power too, but Andre needs to power up in first round. After that, he slows down, and then Muslim is more technical, can pull the fight long range and keep it going for decision. So it can go either way, guys. Chase Sherman and Waldo. Damn, they got Waldo. Yo, they got Waldo as a big favorite, dude. Nah, man. They're bugging on that one. They're tripping. They're tripping on that one, man. With all those leg kicks he was eating in his last fight. Oh, man. If Sherman has a good corner man and coach, they will go, if they watch the fight on Waldo, they see he doesn't check leg kicks at all. And in his last fight there, he was eating leg kicks from Valdera. Eating leg kicks, his legs were done. He was switching his stance. I felt that Valdera won that fight. he's 230, negative 230, and Sherman is an underdog like that? Nah, man. If they have a good corner, man, a good coach, they will say, yo, Sherman, go in there, work leg kicks, stay distant, stay out long, and work leg kicks, break his leg down. Once you break his leg down, then you start landing your punches. I feel Sherman is a heavier hitter. Waldo is more like finesse. He's more quicker and smoother with it, but he's heavy on the front, and he gives a lot of distance. And then he burst in. He give distant and he burst in. Give distant and miss. It's like he's resting and burst, resting and burst. The time when he's resting, leg kicks, leg kick, leg kick, leg kick, leg kick, and Sherman leg kicks are devastating. So I don't know about the odds in this one, guys, but I'm liking Sherman. But it is what it is, though. You guys play at your own risk. Cuțelaba and Kennedy, they got Kennedy as their favorite. Taller guy, longer reach. Okay, I can see that happening. And Ian come off of 2 submission losses. Okay, but I'm still liking Ian here, though, man. I feel like he's more experienced. I feel like with Kennedy, he's still kind of learning still, man. I feel Ian will get the takedowns and possibly ground and pound. And what I have that fight for? I have it for first round or second round. I had it for. I had it for first round caretaker. It's possible. I mean, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm Ian underdog. I mean, I like that. Derek Lewis and Spivak. Derek Lewis underdog. Okay, and then Spivak here. Yeah, I mean, but like I said, man, it take one from Lewis, and Spivak is a slower guy. Remember that he's gonna be a slower fighter, but he's skilled, but he's just slower at the striking. Once Lewis charge up in that first round and come at you, bam, 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 and catches Spivak, he could knock him out. So Spivak at 200, be freaking careful. Because it takes big guys like this, especially Lewis, power hitting. Take one shot, man. Again, Spivak, in my opinion, is a more well-rounded guy, more skilled guy, but chin not meant to get hit, especially against big dudes with power. Pack power, man. You know what I mean? So, yeah, so be careful with this one, guys. Spivak favorite. I mean, I Spivak winning, but I wouldn't be no 200 and something, man. So be very careful with that, man. You know, if you want to go underdog with Lewis, it wouldn't be a bad thing. I'm just picking Spivak because Lewis knocked out twice in a row, and I feel Spivak, he can avoid a knockout in the first round and then pull the fight on. It's a 5-round fight, so. But still, Lewis still is dangerous as the fight goes on still. So, risky one there, guys. But that's about it there, guys. That's my odd breakdowns, my predictions, breakdowns there. One love out to everybody. You guys keep on kicking, and